These groups that claim that they're on the foundations of divine guidance, inna hudallahi huwal huda, that the real guidance is the guidance of Allah. And that's what you have to use for your own upliftment, and I have to use for my own upliftment. And anytime we have a dialogue, that should be our terms of reference. That should be our terms of reference. Like how the physicians have a textbook, a pharmacopoeia which they refer to. Legal experts have legal texts which they refer to. The Qur'an should become the standard of reference for people who wish to follow the Messenger Muhammad. Nothing else should be the standard. Unfortunately, generations have passed and the Qur'an was relegated to being a holy book, holy enough not to be touched by human hands unless there were some abnormal situations in human society. Most of the time it was kept, you know where. Most of the time it was kept out of the hands. And if something is kept out of the hands most of the times, the logics would say it would be kept out of the mind most of the time, because it's not something you're handling, it's not something you're dealing with, it's not something that is part and parcel of your existence. And the Quran told the Prophet there and then. And this is an expression that we need to become familiar with. People who do not follow divine loftiness follow hawa. They follow foundationless or baseless ideas or concepts or narrations or stories or whatever. So the Quran told the Prophet, وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ. If you are to follow this foundationless claim on them, وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ. Even after divine knowledge has come to you, مَا لَكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ وَلِيٍّ. You cannot ever hope to be protected by divine values and divine guidance, and you should not anticipate any kind of support for the kind of circumstances that will overcome you. So the Quran tells you and me that we need to hold on to divine guidance, not opinions, not human gods, not elements of nature, not creations of Allah, not baseless ideas, but we must hold on to solid divine loftiness. And it told any one of us, as it told the community of the Prophet, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا. If you have any doubt as to that guidance which we gave to the Prophet, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ. The word surah in Arabic means a fence, means a wall, means a chapter, but it means something of power, of substance. So it told the community of the Prophet, and it remained for all times, for you and me, that whatever reason you don't agree to this book, then you bring something like it. It doesn't mean because this book has words, you write words. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean because this book is said to be divided into surah and ayat that you can write something and say this is chapter, it has 7 ayat. So look, I did it, God said did it, so I did it. No, it doesn't mean that. What it meant is this, that the Qur'an teaches us in chapter 16, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Everything with Allah is elevating. Everything with Allah is elevating and elevated, is enhancing and enhanced, is empowering and empowered. So anything that you see in life, whether it's with me or with you or anybody else, and it is not lofty, is not sublime, is not enhancing, is not elevating, is not uplifting, could not come from Allah. You and I need to understand that. And you and I need to have that kind of acid test for our own lives. And that's the test we need to use in society. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى وَالَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ مَثَلُ السُّوءِ. And the examples of those who turn away from divine guidance. They don't care about the future results of their lives. They can have the worst kind of examples. And that's what we need to understand. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا. If you doubt what we have revealed in this Qur'an to the Prophet, and you'll be surprised, you do your own research. I have done mine. I meet a lot of Muslims. I talk to a lot of Muslims. And the fact is, they not only do not know what's in this book, they doubt most of this book. That's the sad thing. And yet they believe they're following this, that they're part of this book. So you tell me who this verse is applicable to. Is applicable to some jinn? These kind of jinns that you found in bottles and in 1001 Nights, in the Arabian Nights, that Muslims are made to believe in, but they don't know about. You know, the folklore jinn, this ghost. Or is applying to humans like yourself and myself. So this verse is telling you and me to wake up. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا. And if you have any doubt as to what we sent down to this beloved Prophet, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ. Bring a section like it, in power, in substance, in loftiness, in enhancement, in elevation, and in empowerment. Bring something like it that's equal to it. The average Muslim doesn't realize that he or she is following most of in their lives that which is not equal to the Qur'an, and that which does not allow enough room to acquire the fruits that this Qur'an has promised us that we can acquire if we submit to it. وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَ أُدْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. The word shaheed has two meanings. أُدْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ. The common translation is, call your witnesses. But in Arabic, the Arabs always use examples when they are learning their language and teaching their language. Every language has a literature. If you want to study English language, you need to study English literature to understand the growth of the language, to understand how words were formulated and how they developed. And similar with any language. Arabic language, we call it al-adab al-arabi. It's the Arab literature. You study that, you will understand the background. So the Arabs use horses and camels a lot.